I'm Ashley Zemi.
And I'm Chris Zemi.
And we are newlyweds. We've been married 4 months now. We got married in October 2023, and Armando was with us from our engagement shoot in 2022 on, and we found him on Instagram, and we actually just loved his work when we saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, no, we got a chance to look at a lot of his pictures that he's taken, and just some of the photos from other weddings, and we thought they were awesome. I think the drop of his photos just really correlated with what we wanted for our wedding.
Yeah, and a big thing we wanted to focus on was the landscapes. We love where we live, and so with our engagement shoot, we shot it in Tahoe, and then our wedding was at Toyabe Golf Club, and we love that Armando's photos, on top of capturing the couple, really captured the location. So that was a big deal for us in our wedding. And then since booking him, it was the easiest process. We talked to him and a few other photographers, and he was the most personable. He wasn't pushy at all, and he was willing to make he was flexible. He was willing to make accommodations for us. Anything we needed, he was really flexible. So overall.
And on top of that too, extremely knowledgeable about where to go, what type of photos we wanted, and just flexible, knowledgeable. I couldn't say anything better.
Yeah. From booking Armando on, it was just such an easy process. And I love, number one, that the engagement shoot was included. So we kind of got to know him before our wedding. And then the minute we talked to him, we were just so comfortable when we had our first phone call about all of his services he offered, where some of the other photographers we talked to were a little pushy with their services. And they just had really, really set, strict rules, where Armando was willing to work with us a lot. So it just made the booking process super easy. And then we loved all of our wedding vendors, but Armando really, he was probably the best at touching base with us throughout the entire engagement. It was a 1.5-year engagement. It felt like a long time. Yep. And he was just always in contact with us with anything we needed. And I hear all of these horrible photographer horror stories from other brides, and we did not have to. We feel so lucky. We didn't experience that at all. We had the best photographer.
Yeah, no, and I mean, the whole process, it was personable, it was professional, it was flexible, and it was awesome.
So before our engagement session, I didn't really do any research on how to pose for photographs, and Chris and we are not models at all. So nope. When we got there, we felt so awkward. But thankfully, Armando directed us on exactly what to do, and within no time, we felt really warmed up to the camera and the process. And some of my favorite moments are we got so comfortable that Chris started whispering things in my ear, and it looks really romantic and sweet in the photos, but he was actually whispering funny things in my ear, so we were laughing. And then Armando captured the photos perfectly. So it just looks like we were having a good time and really enjoying each other, and I felt like it really just captured our relationship. And I don't know, we were taken to a little meadow area, and that was really special. That's when you started your jokes in my ear. And then we went out to a dock area, and it just ended up being a really fun, special day.
Yeah. I mean, Armando, he did a good job, kind of to just what Ashley just said, did a great job at walking us through the process. He knew the pinpoints of the lighting, where to go, and just really talked us through that process and really captured everything to make it look really good. And I remember when we first saw our engagement photos, we looked at them and we were like, oh my God, these are amazing. And it was really cool.
Yeah, and capturing our relationship, and then also the location, which we were really picky with where we were going to be shooting, because we love the beauty of our area and wanted to show that. And then we actually have received compliments from people saying they were the most beautiful engagement photos they'd ever seen, not to brag. And that was not us. That was Armando and his skills of capturing us in the setting. So it was a good experience. And then on top of it, by the time our wedding came around, we felt like pros. Like, I didn't struggle at all during our wedding one-on-one photos. By that point, I felt like we knew what we were doing, thanks to Armando. So again, we love the use of lighting and the use of the scenery that Armando showed in his photos, along with really capturing the couple. So we can't say enough about his photography skills. But then on top of that, I think For the wedding, what were the most exciting pictures for you to get? What did you look forward to most?
Well, we had the shoot with all of our groomsmen, and it was, we did some shots that we knew we wanted to do, where they were walking all behind me, just the standard stuff, and then Armando asked us, hey, what else do you guys want to do? And we did this one shoot where my friends and I have this inside joke where we have rival middle schools that we went to, and we did this one fake fight where we were all versing each other, but Armando made it fun. He gave us those flexible options of what we wanted to do. So we had the good stuff that we show everybody, but then we have the fun stuff that really felt personable to what we are doing, and so that's what I really liked.
Yeah, and then for the engagement shoot, we did not have a clue what we wanted. We let Armando take the lead, but then we felt like such pros thanks to Armando, kind of knowing the shots we wanted by the wedding. And all I did is give Armando a list of shots that I knew I didn't want to miss, but then he also worked with us to capture even more than what was on that list. And I mean, a wedding is a long day, so he captured all the little moments with our friends and family separately, and then all the moments of the ceremony, which was a big deal to us, and then our one-on-one photos were the best photos. I love our wedding photos. So we captured that, and then all of the fun of the night. I feel like I look at our wedding photos every single day because I just missed that day so much. It was such a great day, and he captured it.
Yeah, and then on top of that too, like the reception, he took so many great like live action photos of people just having the best time, and they're such good photos. I sent them to all of my family members, and just got the best reactions from them. They appreciated it. And as far as Armando's style, I mean, it's really awesome. So, I mean, honestly, at a certain point, you almost don't even know he's there, but he's taking these amazing photos and they come out so good.
Especially during the ceremony, people were like, where was your photographer? And then they saw the photos and he was like, oh, he was there.
He was there.
Because it looked so good and he captured everything. One thing with our wedding day is I had a set timeline because I had such a huge bridal party. I had 7 girls, but then plus 3 moms getting their hair and makeup done. So we had a strict timeline. And had been warned you could get off the timeline a little bit, and we definitely did, but Armando just went with the punches. He ran over to the groomsmen's side, got their pictures while we were running a little bit behind schedule, and then he came back and got our pictures, and it all ended up working great. We didn't want to do a first look. We really wanted to see each other during the ceremony first, so it was important for us to get a lot of the pictures with our families and bridal parties done before the ceremony, and we ended up getting it all done, no problem, even though for a while I was internally stressing because I knew we got off my timeline. But then thankfully Armando was there. Where do you need me? And he worked with our schedule, running back and forth between the 2 suites, making sure he got everything we needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think on the groomsmen side, I mean, I had 8 groomsmen plus Ashley's dad, my stepdad, and my nephew, who was kind of going back and forth between both the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. But Armando did a good job at really coming in and floating between both sides and letting us know, hey, we got to do this, and it really kept the train moving, which was really nice.
And then even after, so we had our ceremony, and then right after the ceremony, we were a little worried because on top of the big bridal parties, then we had big family photos. And we got all those photos done, no problem. He helped call all the family members in when we needed them. And we were done with those after. I didn't feel like it took long at all. That felt like a few minutes. And then we had plenty of time, like almost an hour to go get our photos together, which was one of our favorite parts of the day. We kind of got to step away and just spend time together with Armando capturing that, and then come back to the party with everyone. And then just those photos at the reception are so fun. I didn't even realize, I keep looking at myself in some of the photos and I'm like, I didn't even know Armando was there to capture that. So yeah, it was the best night, and Armando did an awesome job capturing it. Before our wedding, a few months before, Armando had sent us a form to fill out with every detail we were looking for, and basically naming anyone we wanted to be in photos with, and that made the process extremely easy. It helped me prepare, so come wedding day, I didn't even have to think about it, and he had the list of everything he needed to capture, so that made our process really easy. And then also, anytime I had questions or concerns about anything. We had mentioned earlier that we had big families, big bridal parties, so I just was worried about our timeline. And Armando was so responsive in responding to any questions or concerns we had. And then, like I said, we got through all of our photos just fine and stayed on track. It was more just my getting ready, me and the bridal parties getting ready, that got us off track, but Armando rolled with the punches.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we both have huge families. That was the one thing I was really worried about, because they say the bigger the family, the longer the pictures take. But I think with Armando's process, we were able to speed right through that. But on top of that, get the best quality pictures.
Exactly. And then pictures meant a lot to me from that day. So when we had our 30-day out vendor meeting, and it was mainly just to walk through the venue with the wedding coordinator, Armando actually came to that and scoped out the venue. And it just made me feel really good. And it was really just accommodating for him to come all the way to Toyabe Golf Club in Washoe Valley just to come to that meeting with us. And he made sure he was available and could be there. And just working with him from start to finish was so easy. We can't say enough about it.
Yep.
So the day after our wedding, Armando sent us a good amount of photos. I was shocked at how many we received. And then I immediately posted some to social media just announcing that we're married. And people started texting me those photos. Where did you get those photos and how did you get them so soon? So many people were impressed that we got our photos immediately after, just a preview, but even the preview was a lot of photos. And then people were just, they couldn't believe the quality of the photos. And right when I saw those, I was so excited to see the rest of our gallery because I knew it was going to be good from those preview photos.
Yeah. I remember as soon as we got those and then getting the rest of our photos, I mean, I downloaded them all. I took snapshots on my phone and I started sending them to all my family members. And I mean, their responses were amazing. It was like, holy cow, where did this photographer come from? That's such a good photo. And on top of that, too, all the compliments we received online and from our friends and family, it was, like Ashley said, I mean, we couldn't say enough good things about Armando's work.
And the turnaround was nuts. I'm still hearing from other brides who got married in October and they are just now getting their photos back. And Armando's came back so quick. It was a couple weeks, like 3 weeks probably, which was really fast for how many photos he took and how high quality they were. And then on top of it, we were shocked. We knew he was going to do a highlight video, but we had a full 10-minute highlight video showing our wedding ceremony. It captured our vows, which meant a lot to us. And we just don't know how he was able to do that with taking all the pictures he got.
It was so good.
We were amazed. And so many people were like, how did your photographer get that video? And then we also had compliments that ours were the prettiest wedding photos they've ever seen, which we're biased and we agree. But to have other people reaching out like, who is your photographer? Was pretty great, and it says a lot about Armando.
And I remember when we first opened the video and heard it and watched it, like the first 10 seconds, we were like, oh my God, this is so good.
This is so good. That weekend, we did nothing. We got nothing done because we just were looking through our gallery all day long, watching that video. It has like 200, 300 views on it, and probably at least 100 of those are me. So we can't say enough. We loved it.
Yeah.
We would highly recommend Armando's services. I mean, you get a huge gallery of high quality photos that really capture everything you're looking for, especially if you do the work and fill out the form he gives you. And he gives you a ton of direction also and really works with you to capture everything that you want. And then you get a video on top of it. We couldn't believe it. So we highly recommend his services.
I've literally already recommended his services to other people. One of my coworkers, she came into my office just a few days ago and she saw the 2 photos that I framed from our wedding. And she first said, oh my gosh, Ashley looks so gorgeous, but who did your photos? And I was like, you got to talk to Armando with AJ Photography. He was absolutely amazing. I mean, again, couldn't say enough good things, but I kind of told this coworker just, Armando's process, how he does it, his follow-up, his professionalism, and I'm hoping that works out. But totally recommend, 100%.
And we will be using his services again because we are actually expecting. We have a baby on the way, so we're going to be talking to Armando about getting maternity photos, family photos in the future. We're going to keep using him for his services.
Yep.